Mayor Brandon Johnson. Okay, let's pull this up on the screen. We gotta see this. Said Mayor Brandon Johnson. We got your information right here, buddy. Let's zoom up in here a little bit. Let's get rid of that. Let's see here. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Mayor Brandon Johnson. Said born in March 27th. He was in Illinois. He is one of 10 children. Father is a pastor and a public poet employee. Now, this is where everything gets a little bit tricky at. He earned both a bachelor's in human science, human services, and master's in teaching in Aurora University. Like, that's a critical point right there. Like, how are you a teacher and your bachelor's is human services? Human services, I can kind of see that, but I'm being a little critical right now. Why in the world we have a teacher as the mayor of Chicago? Like, tell me that. That's kind of a little bit, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's don't make sense. Okay. Radical. Look, he just got an education's background. Like this don't make any sense. From the year 2007 all the way to 2018, it's nothing but teacher stuff. Not knocking the man, but there are areas that you are qualified in, but then there's some areas that you got to stay in your lane. So I mean, Jenner Academy. What these are what social study. He's a social study teacher. Jenner Academy. Sade Jenner. Direct impact of poverty. Direct impact of poverty and school closures on his students as a catalyst to activism. Then he went on to Westinghouse College Prep, Selective Enrollment School, West Side, disparity resources compared to previous school, further fuel and his drive and adequate funding. Like that don't scream mayor. And then Johnson didn't belong to Teachers Association Union. I mean Chicago Teachers Union, CTU, as architect of modern political aggressive identity. He was a lead organizer. Uh, he dabbled in protests and hunger strikes. Visible leader of the fight against the 2013 closure of 30 neighborhood schools and participated in 34-day hunger strike with Fayette High School in 2015. See, none of this is not screaming mayor, honestly. Cook County Commissioner, and then that's when he came in to his running office in 2013. I mean 2023. So yeah, this is not even screaming mayor. It's really not. So on this point, I mean, right now at this point, I'm just gonna sit up there and say that's gonna be like a half L on his part. Cause how in the world you gonna sit up there and gonna partake? You're gonna run a big city that got millions of people in it, going in, not a don't know nothing about finances, budgeting, or anything in that nature. But you coming up in here with a teacher's background? Come on, man. And the reason why I'm jumping on Brandon Johnson's case is because he got a whole lot of issues going on. He got a budget gap for the city. 1.2 billion. That's a lot. That is a lot. I'm just gonna say that. That's a lot. So he got that going on, and then he's trying to participate in the war on ice. And I think think Chicago is the sanctuary city. I think I might be wrong. It might be a sanctuary city for illegals. So that's going to be like a hard thing to crack within itself. Think of it as a shell. Like the state is already like in a shell, and then you turn around and then you have another shell in the shell. So that's pretty much what it is. So yeah, yeah. But we're gonna get on this crazy stuff that's going on. Now that we done got the information out of the way for him, we're gonna go ahead and try and get down to the nitty gritty.
Up inside Mayor Brandon Johnson's office today, Garion Gatewood, Chicago's first deputy mayor for public safety, has been fired. Now, that's a position Mayor Johnson created days after taking office in 2023.
He just created
Gatewood has held it since the beginning. And that's not all today. Manny Whitfield, director of violence prevention, was also let go. Now, Gatewood has been front and center as the point person for the mayor on violence, on honoring fallen public safety officers, and on crafting policies to help bring the rate of violent crime down. He says he was given no reason today for the sudden termination other than they wanted to go in a different direction. But Gatewood says the direction he set forth helped bring the city's homicide level down to its lowest point in 30 years, and he's confused on what he did wrong. Instead, Gatewood says he thinks there's a problem in the mayor's office of not tolerating dissenting opinions. And a little earlier today, Mayor Johnson's office released this statement, quote, "The Johnson administration is fully committed to making sure our investments in public safety continue to improve the lives of our neighbors. First Deputy Jason Sanford will serve as interim deputy mayor of community safety. The mayor's office will provide a replacement swiftly and share updates at the appropriate time." Now,
Okay, so if he's doing things right and he got some of the crime down, where you think you can find somebody better? Because right now at this point, I don't see why would you fire him, get rid of him. Like, you got rid of two key people who are actually making a difference in the city. Like, why would you get rid of that? I don't know, but it's crazy. But we're gonna continue on because it's gonna get worse. I got something else for you. It's gonna be a reason why I'm showing this. So
earlier today, I sat down for a one-on-one with Gatewood. Take a look. And joining us now is the former Chicago Deputy Mayor for Community Safety, Garion Gatewood. Former Deputy Mayor, thanks for being here with us. You were terminated today. You have been with the mayor since the very beginning. You've sort of been the administration's voice on public safety issues, being out there in crime scenes and talking and interacting with the police department. What reason did they give you for the termination?
Well, first of all, thank you, Pierce, for having me here. I think, it's important to really start to highlight the work that has happened over the last couple of years. But the reason they gave me for the termination today was they wanted to go in a different direction. They wanted to focus more on policy, which is fine. I think when we think about policies, we think about the work that's happened over the last few years. We started at 617 homicides, down to 582 homicides, and just this past year, 416 homicides. So I would like to believe that the work...
okay, so you're down about 200. That's still a big number though. Like, either way. So you're down from in 2 years. That's close to like 200, give or take. You're down 200 homicides. That's good. It's not the best number to have for a city. You know, for a year, still having like 400 and some homicides in a year, that's still crazy. But to come from in 2 years down to like 200, that's a good step. Means something is done right. But he sees the reason to just be like, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and, pack you up out of here. For what? Like, I can see if he did they won't making any progress, but they seem like they're making good progress. That's like what's that? That's like Like a quarter% that's down. Yeah, that's good.
That I was fortunate enough to lead along with my partners in the Chicago Police Department, the Chicago Fire Department, so many community-based organizations, so many of our elected officials at the state level, the county level, and at the city level who really worked hard. I'm honored that we were able to work to help save lives in the city. But they said they wanted to go in a different direction, and that is their prerogative.
But they didn't tell you what direction that is or what was wrong with the direction you were going? I mean,
No, they ain't gonna tell
if
them.
murders are coming down, then why would they go in a different direction?
Well, no, they didn't say what direction they were going. But listen,
course they
hopefully
did.
outside of the direction that they want to go, the people of Chicago deserve a direction that's going to continue to bring homicides down and continue to keep people safe. People have to continue to show up for the folks in the city of Chicago. This is why, you know, the leadership that we have had across the city and so many departments, they're going to continue to show up for the people of Chicago. I am just one cog in the machine, but I am very proud of the work that we were able to do on the ground, in communities, really showing up for people in their worst times and in their times of need.
I'm still confused as to what the reasoning is here. If they're just saying different direction, I mean, you mentioned, you know, going to funerals for fallen service members or showing up for fallen service members. Do you feel like the mayor did enough on that? Do you feel like you had to really pull him to do the things that you felt the mayor should be doing?
Well, listen, I was past tense the deputy mayor of community safety. I needed to make sure I showed up for our fallen heroes in our city on a consistent basis and not just as a talking point. And the mayor does show up. I showed up a lot for our people, and I want to make sure that they know that. And they do know that because they saw me there with them. And I didn't need to be there for a camera. I didn't need to be there for support. Not that that's what he needed to do either, but I wanted to make sure that they felt the support from our office because that's what we were called to do. We were called to work to eradicate the root causes of harm and violence in this city. And I would put my record as deputy mayor of community safety under this administration against any other deputy mayor in the country on what we have been able to accomplish from the People's Plan for Community Safety, which was my brainchild with community members and so many leaders across this city. I will put that up against any other person's record.
All right, so you're mentioning, you know, the work that you've done. Don't you feel you deserve a more detailed response? Or the people of Chicago deserve a detailed response for why you're not going to be continued to be doing that role?
Look, so long as the people of Chicago continue to be safe and the work of the Chicago Police Department and the community violence interrupters, but the Chicago Police Department, the folks who are showing up every day, who are showing up and seeing people on the worst days of their lives, I am hopeful that they continue and they finally start to get some of the credit that they deserve for the work that they have done, for the countless hours that they put in, for the countless hours our victim services folks put in, for the countless hours the people in community violence intervention have actually put in to help save lives in this city.
But some of the concerns you're bringing up here of these senior staff members, should the people of Chicago be concerned about how this office is being run?
That's a good question. But before he even comes up with that question, he deserves more. I'm going to come off and say that. He might not come off and say it. He's trying to be lighthearted with the situation. He deserves more. He deserves to know why things are the way it is. He deserves to know the reasoning why behind what the policy has changed. And he should be able to, and he's sitting up here putting his record against anybody in the country. That's good. He need to put his record up against the mayor's office and find out what's really going on, because this is not making any sense. It's not making any sense at all, because that's damn good, really. You go from like 600 and something homicides, and now you 2 years in, and now you down to like 400 and something. Come on, man. That's good. But he wants to focus on policy. Policy is not as good as if you don't have the people to back it up and the support system to back it up. He just got rid of the deputy, and you know it's crazy. I don't know, but on to the question. That's a good question. Let me back that up. That's a good question for him to be asking.
Concerned about how this office is being run?
I think there is a culture in this office where when you work to hold people accountable, you become a target. And I am not the first person to say that. that is out in the public sphere. I am not surprised that this was a route to go. I am at peace, Paris. I am. My work
He don't want to be part
cannot
of it
be
no more.
questioned. What we were able to deliver cannot be questioned. And I am hopeful that that positive work continues to move forward, because ultimately it is bigger than me. It's bigger than any one individual. It's about the people who live in this city.
And we kind of got into it, but when you say work to hold people accountable, who were you holding accountable for what?
Well, listen, if there is a mass shooting, the largest mass shooting in the history of our city, people have to pick up the phone. People have to show up. People have to be there for the people that we say we care about. Paris, I have shown up to a mass shooting when it was my family members that were there. And I continue to do that work. I continue to work with my family. I've continued to work with so many families who've been harmed across this city. So that is the work that brought me here, and I will continue to do that work above and beyond this.
All right. Gary and Gatewood, we're sorry for what happened. Now,
Nah, I mean, that's a good dude. I don't know why he fired him. I'm pretty sure we're never gonna know, but it's stupid for him to do that shit. And the reason why I be asking why they be running the office the way they be asking, why they be running it the way they be running it, is because it's very questionable. Like you need to have public safety in mind, but you get rid of the two most important people of that. Like it doesn't make any sense. Let me see what you got to say, and then we're gonna move on.
after this interview, a source from the mayor's office said that Gatewood was, quote, presiding over a hostile work environment, although they acknowledged that that reason was not given to him when they terminated him this afternoon. So perhaps more to come on this situation. And
Okay, so that sums that up.